We just got um, contracts going and chain going, and they're trying to close a $30 million deal.
Bam! Welcome in.
Do I think that's
We are
gonna happen?
live.
I don't know, but
We are live, and it is Wednesday. We have deals to call. I have updates for you, and a lot of exciting things we're going to cover. So get ready to take lots of notes. And if you submitted deals, have me calling maybe one of your leads. I'm going to talk to my Zoom folks here for just a minute, and we're going to get started. Type in the chat 1 out of 10. How is your energy? Do me a favor. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Prosperity. And I love hearing that. I love hearing the wins. And you and Marilyn and several of the crew always have some powerful things going. I know Shobna has a deal you submitted that we're about to dial. And I've got some exciting things to share with you. Really exciting thing to share with you, Mr. Prosperity. You'll be interested to know this. By this time next month, God willing, we're going to be able to, for example, when we're on here talking together, we're going to have it where everyone in the live stream would be able to see and hear both of us at the same time. So we got some really cool back-end tech stuff going on that's gonna upgrade for the new year. So get ready for that. But right now, I want everyone on here, do me a favor. Everybody on the live stream is already doing it. Type in the chat 1 out of 10. How is your energy on this beautiful Wednesday? I want to share this to inspire you, hopefully. And I have zero complaints. I am blessed and grateful. Leo and I just landed. We were in Japan for the last 10 days, Japan and Taiwan. We just landed. And I want to share with you a note that has been heavy on my mind. And that note is just something Marilyn already said, but it's the little word called consistency. If you're taking notes, I want you to write this down because this is the game changer. The difference between those who struggle constantly and those who struggle and they succeed, because business always has an opportunity for struggle. You can ask Mr. Prosperity or anybody on here who's crushing it. There's always seasons of dealing with problems and ups and downs and challenges and whatever it may be. Except for some people, that's a lifestyle, and for others, it's a season. So how do you separate the difference from those who just live a life of constant struggle and those who go and hey, I'm going to put in the work, I'm going to do the thing. Yes, it's a struggle. Yes, it's work. Yes, it's a hustle sometimes, but I'm going to move that and I'm going to eventually create it into success. And that key thing is sticking with something long enough to see if it works. It's consistency. And so I see the energy coming in. I want to shout out Kay. I don't know if Kay's on here. Kay just called me. Kay has a $50,000 a non-refundable deposit. A buyer with a $50,000 non-refundable deposit, from my understanding, coming to meet John Rooney. And Kay also has a $10,000 non-refundable deposit coming in. I understand it right after this live stream on one of our houses. So shout out to Kay for the progress. And I see Susie on here. You're a 9. Joanne's an 8. Diane's an 8. Reggie's a 9. Icy Vibes is a 9. Heck yeah. Alicia, good to see you. She's a 10. Kim's a 10. All right, what else we got in here? All right, we got Karen's a 10. Marlon's a 10. Amanda's a 10. Heck yeah. Nina's a 10. Lynette's an 8. Tim's an 8. Tara's an 8. Shobna's a 10. Mr. Prosperity's a 10. Let's go. Marilyn's a 9.75. Diana's a 9. I want you to recognize something. I talked about consistency. I'm ready to dial sellers live now. I'm ready to call Shobna's lead first, and then Joe and Judith's lead, and Tim's lead. And we'll dial and chat till we're out of time here until we get some deals closed. And I want for something I want to point out for you guys, in addition to the consistency that you're doing, is making sure you're putting the consistency into the right things. Because some people, they'll submit a lead. And I commend all of you who have submitted leads. And I want you to do that. Except don't count on submitting a lead to be the only life flow of your business. If you're counting on a segment of 1 hour a week from me to run your entire business, you're doing it wrong. And I'm saying that I don't think anybody is, but I'm sharing that because I think sometimes we start to segment consistency of the wrong things. We go, well, gosh, I scroll Zillow every day. Awesome. But are you calling any of those things you're scrolling through? And so ask yourself, am I actually putting the consistent work into the thing that I know can get a certain result? If I keep doing this for another 3, 6 months, is it super likely that I will have a deal? If the answer is yes, then do more of that thing. If the answer's probably not, well, maybe we need to shift strategies. And so ask yourself, what is it I need to be doing to make sure? And I share this because it's December. We are coming over a third of the way through December already. Crazy. Guys, Christmas is like 2 weeks away. And I'm going to Louisville for Christmas, and I pulled up to check in my flight from Japan. And it said 13 days until your check in to Louisville. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Christmas is here. Guys, it's the best time to be buying houses and solving problems. We just closed on one, from my understanding, this morning while I was on a plane. We bought a house for $5,000 on a quitclaim deed. I talked about it last week. It's a $130,000 house. We bought it it's a bank-owned property, and we're going to get title insurance on it. I could go through a bunch more properties that we have in the works. We have another one that's turnkey ready that's closing, I believe, on the 21st or 23rd. And so, got the planes flying over. So, for all of you, just being consistent and consistent in the right things is a game changer. For all of you in who are in coaching and in the mastermind, I want to point out that consistency means yes, submitting leads, and yes, making sure that you're using the momentum coming off of each of these calls to have conversations. Shout out to Jeff Baum. Jeff was texting me, got multiple deals in the works. So, Jeff, shout out to you, man, for the consistency. I'm so excited for you. So we're going to dive in and we're going to see about getting some sellers on the phone here. First off, we are calling Larry on Old Highway 135. All right. And shout out to Anya and Gail. If you, one of you great ladies could go in my notes and update them here as I'm talking. Diane, just so you know, on the little property package we're working, I spoke to that seller yesterday on your deal, and it looks promising. All right. If you guys can hear this okay, just put yes in the chat. I just want to make sure that. Hey, it's Andrew calling you back. I think you talked to my partner Shobna about your house on Old Highway 135. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Did I catch you at a good time?
Good.
Good. So I was looking here, and from my understanding, it sounded like it's overall in livable and good shape, but sounded like the roof was kind of old, probably would need replaced soon. Was there anything else the house needed?
Yeah, actually, the house needs rehab. It needs paint and flooring, and the roof is an older roof, I think, but it does not leak or anything. So.
Okay. Okay. And what do you think I would have to put into this property to get it up in top shape?
Oh, you're probably looking at 20,000.
Okay, 20,000. And if you don't mind me asking, Larry, what's got you looking to sell potentially?
I bought it at a foreclosure sale, and it was in really, really bad condition. You couldn't even see the house from the road, and I've gone in and cleaned it all up and cleaned it out, and I'm just ready to move it on.
Okay, very cool. And remind me, what are you asking for the property?
115.
115. Okay. What do you think after I repaired it and got it up to speed and spent the $20,000 or $30,000 on it? What do you think it would appraise for?
Oh, I think it would easily appraise for somewhere between 160 and 180.
60 and 180. Okay. Would you entertain, if we could work out all the details, Larry, would you entertain doing payments over time, doing some owner financing?
Um, it wouldn't be my first choice. If it was a really sweet deal, I wouldn't say no.
Okay. If we were to work it out and buy it from you in that, 100 and low 100s range, uh, well, first off, do you know how much taxes and insurance are on it every month or every year?
I would have to go look, and I'm not in my desk right now either. So
Oh, good.
I just paid the taxes on it, and I just don't remember what they were.
Okay. And then, uh, if we was to work it out and do it, over a certain amount of time, like we mentioned there, what would be knowing, of course, we'd have to rehab it and then turn around, make sure we had some room to make money on it, renting it until we refi it down the road. What would be the least you would take every month in your pocket, knowing we'd be responsible for the, maintenance, repairs, taxes, and insurance until we paid you off the full 110, 115 cash?
Oh, I have no idea. I'd have to sit down and analyze that.
Okay. Okay. What do you think it would rent for?
Oh, I would think it would easily bring $1,000 because it's I've got a little 2 bedroom brick with 1 bath that I rent for 1,200, and it's probably below market. Uh, but it's a really nice little house, but this one here is a 3 bedroom and it's got 2 baths. One of the baths needs some work on it,
Yeah.
and so.
Okay. Okay. Um, how much flexibility, if we did work out all the details, how much flexibility is there on the price? I'm not a realtor, so there's no 6% commission, and I would pay all the closing costs.
If you're wanting me to finance it, I probably wouldn't move on the price.
Mm-hmm. What about cash? What would you take? What's the least you would take cash?
I'd take 110 cash.
110 cash. Okay. Um, well, let me ask you this, because we'd be a little bit apart on our cash, because we buy houses two ways. We pay cash below value and fix them, flip them, but the numbers would be tight on this one for that. So what we do more times is we buy them when they need, not a gut job, but light repairs, and we buy them owner financed, take responsibility for everything, and then pay you out over time. Um, what would we need? What facts would you need from me, or what facts would you need to study to come up with what might work for you as a monthly payment till we could pay you off in full if we went the payments over time route?
Well, I'd have to do the normal credit checks and all that. I mean, but like I said, that probably wouldn't be my first choice.
Okay. Would it be your second choice or third?
Maybe, but it would have to be a really sweet deal.
What's sweet deal mean?
I would get probably above market rate interest, and I doubt that I would move on the price if I'm gonna finance.
Got it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if we bought it, we would be turning around as an investment, so we would definitely not be willing to pay above market on the monthly. So that wouldn't make sense for us. All right, well we'll note it down and show them that I meet every week on this stuff. So we'll reconvene again, in the next couple weeks, maybe after Christmas, and hit you back up. And if it's still available, then we can dig in a little further. And if not, then that's cool too.
Okay, all right, that
All right.
sounds good.
All right, appreciate you, Larry. Talk soon.
All right, take care.
All right, bye for now. All right, note down to follow up with him in 3 weeks. Follow up is the key. Now, is it possible he sells this thing? Absolutely. Is it likely? Absolutely not. Um, unless he's out there hunting for a retail owner financed in buyer who is going to buy this darn thing and pay him more than it's worth every month and dump $20,000 of their money into this thing, and that unicorn exists, and if so, God bless him. He's going to be sitting on this thing, and time and circumstance changes every seller's mind. Always remember that. And so when somebody gives pushback or says, I'd have to have X to make it work. Understand it only takes, of course, it's wintertime in Corden, but understand that it only takes uh, a few mowings and a few electric bills and a few tax bills and a few insurance bills, and not in this case, but often a few mortgage payments. And they're going, I remember that Shobna lady that called me. Maybe I should call her back. It sure be nice to have this thing off my plate. And so understand just being there. Be the first, be the last. Um, Welcome in. I just want to say to everybody who is new online, we are here doing live dials. Welcome in. I see several new people on. Type in the chat. Type in the chat. What are you sipping on today? I hope you're staying hydrated. I know some of you're doing 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 crunches a day on our little challenge we got going. Everybody starts somewhere. If you're not doing that, do something. Do 5. Do whatever you can. But I want to see what you're sipping on. David says a black coffee. Heck yeah. Type in the chat what you're drinking today. I want to remind you to stay hydrated. Almost every day, I have water and I have coffee when I'm on this show, and our every Wednesday. And today, because I'm in this unique space that exists near the airport, because I just landed, I don't have either one. So I am living vicariously through you guys and whatever the heck you're drinking. All right. So I'm gonna read these drinks and enjoy. Heck yeah, David's drinking water and black coffee. Man, that's my kind of man. Marilyn's drinking H2O. Diana's drinking water. Marlon's got coffee. Jeff's got water. Amanda's got water. Russell's got water. Mandarin orange sparkling water. Well, we're getting fancy, Nina. I like it. Water and coffee, Lynette. I love it. Joins us water. Diane is water. We got lots of water drinkers. This is beautiful. Reggie's water. Bill's drinking water and energy drinks. Uh-oh. Sweet tea from Susie. Anna's drinking hot tea. Oh, we just had lots of hot tea and oolong tea in Japan. I just come back from Japan and we done something over there. I do this every year that we go there. We've gone there the last 3 years, and I found this tea. We're at this steakhouse. You guys, those who know me know I'm a big steak fanatic. And as you probably know, in the States, Wagyu is not the easiest meat steaks to find. And so you sit in a lot of restaurants, they don't have Wagyu. And so it's kind of a cool thing when I go somewhere they do. Well, in Japan, as those of you who have been probably already know, those of you who've not yet been, maybe news, but they have Wagyu beef everywhere. And so I find this Wagyu meat place two or 3 years ago. I think it was the first time that we went, and I find this steak place, and it is incredible. We're enjoying it. He goes, "You want hot tea?" And I said, "Yes, I want hot tea." Um, if you're taking notes, write it down. How you do anything is how you do everything. I used to just get so caught up in work all the time that I didn't enjoy life outside of work. And now I realize that the two can collaborate, right? The two can commingle. I some of the days I was gone, I got up at 12:30 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. to do meetings. And also in the day, I get to explore and enjoy the day. And I share these things again, not to brag, not to tell you I'm good or bad. It's just sharing with you, you can create the life you desire. And yes, it's work, except you can set it up in a way because I don't know if I'm working or not. I'm just living my mission. I'm enjoying life. And so we sit down and we're having this Wagyu steak, and it's incredible over there. Like so it's everywhere, and you can get Wagyu steak meals for 2 people for like $100. It's incredible. And so we're having Wagyu steak. He brings out this hot tea, and it is the best. And Mr. Prosperity, if you're still on here, I've got some for you. You'll have to remind me when I see you. Uh, it was the best smoky flavored hot tea I've ever had in my life. Like if you like a cigar, you know that feeling when you smoke a cigar, right? And so that cigar smell, that smoky smell, that's what this tea tastes like. I don't know how to describe it. It's incredible. So if you're a non-smoky person, then maybe you don't want the smoky tea. But if you are like Mr. Prosperity and you love your cigars, I guarantee you're going to love this tea. So it's a great way. It doesn't, do all the anything that smoke does to you. It's just tea. And so I bought when I was out there this time uh, many bags of this tea, and one of them, Mr. Prosperity, has your name on it. And so I share this because, again, when it comes to the things in life we enjoy, whether it's something as simple as I find joy in the little things, whether it's something as simple as hot tea or whatever it is, set yourself, write it down, set micro goals. What do I mean by that? And I share this example. It may sound humorous, but it's the way I especially used to as I was building my disciplines early on did. I would tell myself, you can make yourself this tea once you've talked to 3 sellers, right? It would be the smallest, simple, maybe even silly almost sometimes, little micro goals. Maybe I wanted a hot coffee, and I'm like, unless you need the coffee to do the calls. And then I'm like, I'll have a coffee as soon as I have my next 2 seller call. I set little micro goals. All right, in the next 7 minutes, I need to email these 7 people and knock out this to-do list. And so I set little micro goals that make the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes productive. And if you set little micro goals, you will find yourself in an hour or 2 hours time knocking out what you used to knock out maybe in a whole day. Set micro goals. Type it in the chat. Set micro goals. All right. Next, we are calling. Looks like we're calling one of Joe and Judith's leads. This one is. Oh. This one is West Virginia. And this is Joshua. Hopefully Joshua answers the phone. Boom, boom, boom. Answer, Joshua. Your call has been forwarded. Of my people on the live stream, and I'm usually in the studio doing this call. Been traveling, so this week and last week was different. If you are new here, put a 1 in the chat. If you're brand new, this is your first time seeing me. If you've been around a while, I don't know all my people on Zoom, you've been around a while. If you've been around a while, put a 2 in the chat. If you're brand new here, put a 1 in the chat. If you've been around a while, or you've seen me before, put a 2 in the chat. I want to see how many new folks we got on, because every week I'm hearing that a few new people are tuning in and hanging out with us on YouTube. So thank you for being here. The setup coming into the new year of this Wednesday call is now going, excuse me, and the year ahead is going to be market update, first thing off. So we're going to geek out on numbers together, talk about what's happening in the market, how to position yourself. And that first 5-10 minutes, whatever it winds up being, is going to be market update. And then the next 45 to an hour is going to be calling and closing your leads, your deals. I'm going to be negotiating, closing deals, probably going to do multiple things, buying houses, selling houses. And then I'm thinking about a finishing off starting next year, finishing off the segments with a surprise that I think you're going to love. And it's going to involve some of you potentially having your questions answered one-on-one. We'll talk about that. So, good to see you. What's up, Anna? Anna is new. Tom is new. Steve is new. Wow, we got some new folks on. Welcome in. I'm coming to you live from LA. So, next we're dialing Stockwell. We're going to see if Robert will answer. I like to share the good, the bad, the ugly. Last week, I believe it was, I was talking about Joe and Judith had just contracted a deal that was going to foreclosure this Friday. Unfortunately, the sellers, there were several pieces of information they had not shared, and that caused the deal to fall through this week. So it is not being closed. And I share that because, again, especially those of you who are newer, understand that not every deal is going to go to close. There's going to be deals that go to close and surprise you, and they're way better than you thought they would be. And there's going to be other deals that look really good, and just like that one, due to the shape and due to the situation and due to the timeline and due to a whole bunch of moving parts, it became a non-deal. And so always know that, because I want you to always be consistent in your reaching out to deals. I want you to always be consistent in your next. We're calling State Road. We're calling Dale, just so you know, Anya. I want you to always be consistent in your lead flow. I want you to be excited when you get contracts, but also not absolutely.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Andrew, about buying your house. But to not be depressed when a deal falls through, because there's always a better one right behind it.
Yeah.
Dale, it's Andrew calling you back about your house. How you doing?
What's up, brother?
Hey, it's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day.
Did I catch you at a good time?
It's never a good time. I'm always working.
Well, shoot, you sound like me, man. My fellow workaholic. Hey, I had a note here from my partner Judith that you're looking to sell a house on State Road 57. You have a couple quick. No.
I mean, yes. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, but Chris called me earlier.
Oh, Chris. Okay. Oh, cool. So you did you guys get numbers worked out, or where are we at on this? Forgive me, I didn't have that note. I just got off a plane.
No, but he's checking out value. I think that I guess there wasn't pictures or something on Zillow, or I don't know exactly, but
Okay.
I had an appraisal done like 5 years ago, and it's here, hold on, sorry.
You're good, brother. What was that appraisal?
Okay, hold on, sorry. Let me get myself to a stopping point here so I know where I'm at.
Yeah, take your time. You're good, bro.
Okay, so I had it appraised like 5 years ago when I refinanced it. It appraised for just under 150.
Got it.
And two things to factor into that is that, number one, Gibson County, well, for that matter, Indiana, but Gibson County is you got 9.5% annually property values going up. And that's in Indiana. Gibson County's on the top side of that. So.
You're in Oakland City, right?
Correct, Gibson County.
Yeah.
And which today it's same as Princeton.
Yeah.
But it's still on the high side of it. And regardless, that, and then a single family sitting on 4 acres. Try and find one. You know what I'm saying? The property value on them's outrunning the property value in general. So at any rate, a conservative, I just went with, I had 10% per year just to make for easy math, and came up 225,000. And the thing you looked at on Zillow, I think said 211 or something like that. So anyway, he wanted to get to the bottom of that, see what the actual property value would be on it. And, and I've done it quite a bit while I've been there too. There's improvements that have been made, et cetera. So regardless, though, he was wanting to look into that, and he's supposed to be calling me back tomorrow in the morning.
Got it. Okay. All right, cool. Well, that sounds good then. If he's already on it, we're working together, so that's perfect. And I'm sure we'll be collaborating on it, and he'll get back with you tomorrow then, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good day.
Thanks. All right, bye. All right. So, sounds like one of the coaches have already reached out to him, which is great. And that sounds like a very interesting deal. I like the area. I like the deal. I like that it has an acreage. All those points that he's saying is somewhat true. Also, he's being extremely optimistic in his $225,000 value, because that's tippy top retail if it's in great shape. And so, being aware of that and knowing either A, he's got to give us great terms, or he's got to knock that price down a bit. So, good stuff. All right. We got a couple more deals to dial, and we're going to call Henshaw Mr. Brian on Henshaw Lane. Type in the chat, all my live stream and my Zoom folks, type in the chat, how many sellers have you talked to in the last 7 days? How many sellers have you talked to in the last 7 days?
Hello?
Brian, it's Andrew calling you back about the house you have in Henshaw. How you doing?
Good. We've actually put it under contract.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Should we call you back, or are you pretty sure it's going to go through?
I'm pretty sure this one's going to go through.
Okay, cool, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a
All
good
right,
day.
bye. All right, next, already under contract to sell it. Next, we are calling State Route. Wait a second. Bell Avenue. I'm gonna. A couple of those that didn't answer, we'll dial them again. This is Duvana. Okay, Russell spoke to 4 sellers. Let's see who else we got. Reggie spoke to 5. Good. Type in how many sellers you talked to. Valerie spoke to 8. Shomna spoke to 14. Frankie 11. Marlon 5. Lynette 5. Judith 4.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
Something I want to do, and I want it to be a habit, and I'm asking how many sellers you talk to, because I asked that last week. And I'm getting ready to dial a couple more sellers before we wrap today. I want to, though, get a habit of tracking metrics. KPIs matter. Your key performance indicators. What is a key performance indicator in your business? Because all of us are busy. All of us have a tendency to be busy. Well, what'd you do this week? I worked a lot. Cool. What did you work on? A lot. And so it's so easy to get busy. And the more projects you have, the more deals you contract, the more sellers you call, the busier you get. Unless you shift gears and you go, wait, I'm really freaking busy, but am I actually doing what matters? Steve talked to 6 sellers. Shout out, Steve. If it's 0, just put 0. It's okay. I'm not going to beat anybody up. Ask yourself, did I actually do the work that matters? Because if you're tracking, what gets tracked gets fixed. What gets tracked gets fixed. When you're driving your car, the reason there's a gas gauge, imagine for a moment that your gas gauge quit. Some of you, like me, grew up around older vehicles, and we had a vehicle and the gas gauge quit. And anybody know what happens when the gas gauge quits? You're always guessing. And you fill it up. And we used to have a little, my dad would keep a little tracker on the dash with how many miles we had driven since he filled it up. So he was still tracking. Except when the gas gauge quits, if you don't have no way to track it. Hey there. Hello.
Yes, Rob Longest.
Hey, Robert, it was Andrew calling you back about the house.
Yeah, I'm driving.
Oh, all good, man. All good. Hey, thanks for calling me back. How you doing today?
Not too bad.
Good, good. Hey, that house over there on Stockwell. What can you tell me about that?
We need to know.
What kind of shape's it in? How much work's it need? All the good things.
I call it decent shape. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been here for 4 years. Me and my wife purchased it. She passed. So it's just.
Sorry to hear that.
It's just me now trying to pay this mortgage, and it's kind of got rough.
Ah. What's left on the debt?
It's like $233,000.
233. Okay. What's the monthly payment?
Right now they got me $1,881.
Whoa.
Just like 1882.
Why is that?
I got behind.
Got it. Okay. How far behind?
I was the one making the mortgage. My wife was paying the bills, utility bills. And then once she passed, I'm just the only one doing that.
What was the payments before you got behind, brother?
It's like $1,695, right at $1,700.
Okay. And so then did they do like a loan mod or what? What happened?
They went about doing it. They sent me the last packet of paperwork. I sent it in. They told me they needed the whole packet back, so I found the whole packet. Ended up having to make another ticket to send to them. They said they never received it and stopped the loan modification.
How much behind is it?
They got me like $9,000 behind.
Got it. Okay, so 233, 9,000 behind. Is it in foreclosure yet or not yet?
I got a letter through the mail saying if I didn't have the $9,000 in 30 days, they would probably proceed in foreclosure. I don't know if that's considered pre-foreclosure or not.
Okay. You already moved out?
No.
No.
I'm still here.
Okay. You have a new place?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see what happens.
How soon if we was to buy it, take over that debt, bring the mortgage current, close over the real estate attorney, like how soon would you be looking to get this wrapped up and get this out of your hair and get onto your new place?
Within 30 days.
Okay. What kind of work would we, if we buy it, we took over, we bought it for what's owed, the 233. Of course, we're not realtors, so there's no commissions or fees where you didn't have to bring money to closing. We bought the mortgage current. Like, how much work do you think we would have to do actually on the property?
Well, I know the carpet would have to be replaced. I
Yep.
got dog and going in and out of the house. Going out back, that's including myself. Going out front, you've got drawing mud and stuff in. So that had to be replaced because they put white carpet in this before we bought it. Well, I don't know. I have no idea. It was like a beige white. So it would have to be had to be replaced. I know there's a spot in the dining room or our family room I never got around to fix. We had a leak when I first moved in on one of the pipes, so they had to cut downstairs, and never got that replaced. So that's what something my wife was going to do. And I accidentally run the car into the door, my garage door on the right hand side. So it ended up being replaced.
What's the interest rate on that debt?
It's like 3.9.
3.9. Okay. Okay. Well, I think, of course, I want to come see it before I buy it. But I think, we probably could take this over and start covering the payments and bring the mortgage current for you. And then, give that whatever 20, 30 days and get it all wrapped up with our real estate attorney. Do you already have a new place picked out? Like, do you know where you're going, or you got to start looking for a place?
I still live in the place.
Got it. Okay. How old is the water heater and the roof?
The water heater is probably maybe 10 years old.
Okay.
The roof's maybe 15.
Water heater's 10, roof's 15. Okay. And then you're on 200 amp service, right?
I guess because it's got AC and all that in there.
Yeah. How old's the AC?
Oh God, I think the guy when he come out to service it said about 18 years old.
18. Okay. Well, I think we can do that. So our next step will be to send you a purchase agreement from our real estate attorney. It just says, hey, we're going to buy this, bring the mortgage current, take over that debt, and close it in 30 days with our real estate attorney. And then, of course, we start paperwork right away. And then probably the first of next week, we would want to come out and take a quick gander through the property and make sure that, there's no big unexpected expenditures we're going to have to put into it that would change that. What other questions would you have for me before I sent you that purchase agreement to move forward to our next steps?
Okay, now I wouldn't have to have any money or anything down, right?
That's correct. Yeah, if we work this out, we would be bringing the mortgage current, paying all closing, and you would be out for what you owe on it. You don't have to worry about a thing. That's correct.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to get the money saved up in 30 days to move.
Yeah, correct.
Sounds good.
Okay. What is your best email, brother?
These are all lowercase letters. It's Bob45. Now I can't print this stuff off.
Okay, no worries. Actually, do you mind to do this? I'm sorry, I have another call coming in. Do you mind to text me your email?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Text me your email. I will have that purchase agreement out to you before the day's out, and we're going to send it to you a DocuSign so you don't have to print it. And then be expecting to hear back from Judith or one of my partners to come, and myself or one of my partners will be coming out and doing a walkthrough sometime before Christmas for sure, but probably early next week. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions pop up, save this number. You can text me here, or you can reach out to Judith. I'll await your email, and you'll have that purchase agreement before the day's out.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Robert. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.
All right. Boom. Takeaways, questions, type them in the chat. Takeaways, questions, thoughts, ideas, suggestions, things you wish I would have done differently. So I want to point out a few things on that call that happened. First off, this guy is losing the house without us. He's already told you he's 6 months behind, basically. 6 months behind. And so if we can make the numbers make sense, we can do him a great, big, beautiful favor, taking over his debt. It's 3.9% interest. Now, I'm not a CPA, don't claim to be. I'm not an attorney, don't claim to be. And I also happen to know this thing about cost segregation. And for example, when you have a W-2 job and you have a strong tax bill, you could buy a house like this, bring it current with the 9K, and you could do what's called a cost segregation, and it could probably wipe out, depending on your tax bracket, uh, maybe $20,000, $30,000, maybe more of your tax bill, depending. And talk to your cost seg guy and ask exact numbers on that. But I share that because that alone makes this deal even better if someone is needing a tax write-off. And so I want to share that with you. First off, there's multiple facets to this. Secondly, the reason that deal semi-excites me is because, yeah, it'll probably rent for about $1,800. That's about what the payment is. But the 3.9% interest debt, and knowing if we bring that mortgage current, the debt may go back down a little bit. But knowing that we can buy this thing, we can be at a net break even or maybe even a positive after we get a non-refundable deposit on the front end, have a free house, and now that back end payday, I think this is a $300,000 house. So taking over 230. Now, is it a home run? No. But if in 3 to 5 years it cashes out, that could be a six-figure payday. I've done countless deals like this over the years that were okay deals. Not home run deals, not bad deals, just good, middle of the road, okay deals that have 40, 50K of equity if they're structured right. Now, what about the carpets? Yes, I encourage to make it look and smell fresh. Now, his version of not needing new carpets might be you go in there and you go, oh my gosh, this is not bad at all. Or it might be going in there and going, oh my gosh, you didn't tell me all this. You don't know. But we're going to negotiate based on what the seller tells us. And then we're going to come back and see what else we can make happen. All right, everybody on the live stream, type in the chat, 1 out of 10, how's your energy now? We're coming to the tail end of this call today. I got to see how your energy is now. I'm going to read some of these comments. Judith is 100,000 or 100 million. I don't know which. That's a lot of zeros, Judith. So offer a trade. Judith asked about offering a trade. Good train of thinking, except there's nothing to trade. He has no equity, he has nothing. We're just doing him a favor, accepting his house and taking over his debt for him. And so we have, unfortunately, nothing to trade. We could offer him a rental house and he could rent from us, but we don't, there's no equity for trading. Can you do the math on this one? Yes. So the math is I would intend to put this back up on the market as a rent to own, work for equity property at $279. Unless we do new carpet and we make it do some other things to it. What's up, Marcel? Good to see you, my brother. And I would put it back up for $279 as is, and they're going to owe $233 on it. They're going to have $9K go out plus maybe some cleaning costs. So call it $12,000 out up front. My objective is, and if you guys have notepads, by the way, that's something else that we're working on being able to share on the screens next year as well. We've got a lot of tech things going on in the background that I'm working on. If you have a notepad in front of you, you can write it down. Write down $279. Again, this is probably a $300,000 house if it's fixed, but we don't want to have to put a bunch of money into it. $279. Below that, write $233. Below that, write $12,000. $9,000 it's behind. We're going to have to bring it current, pay closing, do some cleaning and crap. So if I'm buying it for $233 and I'm going to pay $12 up front, leaving me owing around, after the $9K and closing and everything, I'm probably still going to have a debt remaining of around $225. If I can find a tenant buyer who's willing to give me $15,000 down, which is conservatively realistic. Okay, he's working with somebody with $50,000 down right now, but I wouldn't expect it. Don't plan on $50K down. If you build your numbers based on hoping and praying you get $50K down, you're going to be greatly disappointed because most houses you're not going to get $50,000 down. So let's say you get $15,000 down. You get all your money back and you made $3,000 on the front end. Yay for you. Say you rent this thing for $1,900 a month. You're at essentially a break even. $1,818 are the payments. Now that it's current, maybe that goes back down and you have 100 or 200 cash flow. Doesn't really matter. That's cool. Now, fast forward to the back end. You owe $225. They owe you $279 minus 15. What does that leave? $264. Everybody tracking? taking notes on your notepads with me and for me? That leaves 264 that they owe you, and that leaves 225 you owe out. That's $39,000. Except that's probably going to happen a few years down the road. You know what's going to happen over the next 3 to 5 years of this deal? You're going to be paying down principal. And you know what else is going to happen? The fact that he's already had this loan for a few years and he's already paid the first few years, a bunch of that front loaded interest has already been paid. So now you're going to be paying way more principal. These are all factors to factor in to saying, okay, this is not a home run deal. It's not a deal you're going to make $100,000 on next month or next year, but it could be a 6-figure profit in 3 to 5 years if you structure it right. Also, if you structure it wrong, it could be a money pit. You could buy it. You could put the 12 down. You could go renovate it. You could go put carpet into it. You could go say, oh, the HVAC's older. Let me go put a new HVAC in. Oh, shoot. Let me go fix this. Let me go newly renovate this thing and have 280 in it. Crap, this is a bad deal. Of course it is, because you structured it wrong. So understand you have to use these assets and make them pay you. All right, let's get to a couple more questions. And we're going to wrap up with some cool things. I'm going to come over here and chat with my coaching community for a few as well. I'm going to get to all these questions first, though, while we're still on the live stream. Shout out to you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Marcel, good to see you in the chat. Reggie's a 10. Diane's a 10. Bridget says, what about cost segregation? Yes. If you need a cost seg guy, I got one. You let me know. Elaine says, how and where do you get the money to fund this until the money comes from the tenant buyer? Business credit lines, private money partners. Shoot, for our coaching students, you know I partner with you. Me and Leo fund your deals. Are always open to funding your deals. And we also, coaches love to partner. I know Judy's been partnering with some of you guys. There's plenty of money in this Zoom room right now. If you're in the coaching Zoom room, there is multiple people in this room who will fund your deal. I am almost guarantee you, as long as it's a good deal. My question as well for those getting started, can you write things up to start paying mortgage and get caught up in 90 days? Do you leave an escape clause? Good question. You can do anything you want. I will tell you, you're playing with fire if you're writing up an escape clause on a deal in foreclosure and you're waiting 90 days to catch it up. Because what's going to happen to you is they're not in foreclosure yet. They're about to be in foreclosure. The day foreclosure is filed, I am 98.7% certain that you will get a $4,000 to $8,000 attorney's fee added onto that thing. So yes, you could write it up to wait 90 days, but you are playing with fire, because if in 38 days, 52 days, that foreclosure gets filed and suddenly the 9,000 becomes 17,000, now what? Now you're chasing your freaking tail. Now you have a vacant house. Now the seller's mad. They couldn't sell nobody else because you've tied them up. So I only do deals, and again, some deals fall through. You can't make room for everything. You know, the deal we just talked about last week, that Joe and Judith was working on, the sellers jerked them around for a while, wasn't honest, and then it fell through. So making sure it's a good deal, and then I close on it. And if I'm going to do something, like was asked there, I am always so transparent so there can never be a misunderstanding. I've lost deals because I'll tell the seller, I'm not closing this darn thing until I have a buyer. Are you cool with that? Why? Because I don't want the stress or the anxiety or causing stress or anxiety to somebody else not being clear of what I'm doing. Now, that being said, if you can't find the money for a deal through a business credit line or private money partner or somebody else getting a business credit line and splitting the deal with you, you might want to reconsider if the deal's a good deal. So always look at the deal if good deals attract money. Marilyn said, is there not enough to offer him a small moving money advance? You know, that's a good question. And being that it's 9,000 behind, by the time that you're going to close it, it's going to be 11 or 12,000 behind. And by the time that you pay closing costs, and by the time that we maybe have to put new carpet in, the numbers are slim enough that If I was to give him $1,000 of moving money at this point, it's just charity. Now, that being said, if that's a decision you want to make and you're like, I am going to make a charitable contribution to this guy to help a guy in need, then God bless you, you can, but just call it what it is. It's not part of the deal. It's you making a charitable contribution. And so looking at this as a deal, heck no. There's no way we're offering him an advance for moving money. Now, that on the back end, we go look at it, it's not in bad shape. It's going to cost less than we thought. And we get our heads together and go, hey, it's Christmas time. We're feeling generous. Let's give $1,000 to this guy. Then God bless us. We can always do that. But I always negotiate the deal based on the merits of the deal and make a good deal. And then I look at helping additionally outside of that. Make sense? Awesome question, Marilyn. And I love your heart. I love your heart to help others. Cecil says that was great. Thank you. Lynette says Andrew waited for him to answer. Silence is golden. Yes, very good takeaway. Silence is golden. Powerful. Tim says the 12 days of Christmas you were talking about recently. Oh, yes, 12 days of Christmas. Big announcement. Starting December 18th. Mark it on your calendars. Tattoo it on your foreheads. December 18th through December 30th. I will not be live on Sundays or on Christmas or Christmas Eve. Maybe Christmas Eve. We'll see. I will not be live on Christmas or Sundays, but for 12 days there, I want you to build up an incredible amount of momentum because I want 2026 to be your best or first millions year ever. Will it be for all of you? Absolutely not. Some of you are not going to put in the darn work and are not going to do the darn calls. And I know that. Some of you are ready to put in the work and are ready to start building momentum. The 12 deals of Christmas is about that. So starting the 18th at noon every single day, I am going to go live for 1 hour. And I have a separate topic. I'll talk to you about this and what all the topics are. But we're going to be covering picking your market if you're new. We're going to be covering picking lead sources. We're going to be talking about finding the deals. We're going to be talking about calling leads. I'm going to go over negotiation strategies. For 12 days, we're going to be talking about contracting deals. I'm going to walk you through. I'm going to be closing deals with you, for you, teaching you how to close deals. So for those of you who are in our coaching community, you're going to be able to submit deals every day for 12 days. You're welcome. And I just want to build momentum. That's what I want to do. I want to build freaking momentum. It brings me so much joy because so often after these, some of my Freedom Life family will text me and they'll say, hey, that deal you called for me, I'm going to see it this afternoon. Hey, that deal you called for me, I just contracted it. All of these wins are starting to happen all from our time together here. So the 12 deals of Christmas is to spark a fuel on that fire. I'm going to talk about how to start the year right. I'm going to talk about playing to win and stop playing not to lose because many of us have lived our entire life playing to not lose, myself included, up until a few years ago. And I want you to start playing to win. I'm going to talk to you about dealing with failure because contracts will fall through, funding will fall through, crap will go sideways, sellers will lie to you, buyers will lie to you, crap will happen. So I'm going to talk to you about how to deal with failure and how to build this into a business and not just a side hustle. All right. Now, all that's going to be happening at noon PST every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 12 days minus Sundays and Christmas. 12 p.m. PST. And for those of you who are in coaching world, you're going to be on Zoom like this with me. We're going to be chatting. We're going to be talking. And I'm going to be calling your deals that you submitted. Every single day, we're going to do some live dials as well, just to keep momentum. For every one of you who are on live stream right now, invite your friends, invite your family, because I'm going to be doing a live stream here. And you can watch, listen, learn, and comment every single day. Give some hearts and fire emojis and all the good things. Helps with the algorithm as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all the good stuff. All right. So we're going to be going here for 12 days straight. Again, minus Sundays and Christmas. But the 12 days is for you to build momentum through the holidays, not lose momentum. We just closed another deal. I know we got another one closing next week, and I think we got 2 more debt takeovers that I've lost track. But the team's been telling me, but I just know this one closed this morning. And it brings me so much joy because we bought a $130,000 house for $5,000 cash, bank-owned property. They're out there. It happens every holiday season. Maybe not every holiday season, but pretty much. I don't remember a holiday season over the last several years, at least 10 years, that hasn't happened, that I haven't bought a home run deal in November or December. And so understand, others are leaning out, you lean in. When broke people go out, rich people lean in. It's how we operate. Understand that millionaires and billionaires, we think differently. Is there anything you would do for a deal where, and thank you, Tim, for asking that question, by the way. Karen says, is there anything you would do for a deal where an agent won't present the offer to the owner who is a trustee of an irrevocable trust? It's been sitting. Realtors are legally obligated to present offers. Put something in writing and send it to them. If they don't, it's up to you whether you want to pursue it and turn it into a big deal. I mean, they could probably legit lose their license for not presenting an offer. So if you present them an offer in writing, Karen, they must present it. Maybe one of the agents can chime in the chat. And we got a lot of agents in the community who are the good kind. And so maybe they can chime in and offer any insights. All right. Anything with a seller saying yes and after the walkthrough, he just wanted to get what was owed quick. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Tara's so excited about 12 days. So am I. It's noon PST, Judith. 3 EST. Joanne says, thank you. Absolutely. Bev says, if you're giving money for moving, agree to pay the landlord directly at closing so they actually move. Excellent advice. Shout out to Bev, by the way. Bev has a house package. We've been working together the last several weeks, and she was texting me. I texted her back, and then I realized it didn't go through for 9 hours because I was on a flight, and it had the little red circle next to it. So I resent it when we got Wi-Fi this morning, when we got over to North America. And so Bev is taking over 2 deals, and it looks like there's going to be potentially 6 figures of equity in those deals. And we're going to talk more about those as well. Thank you guys for being here. Show some love, some hearts, some likes, subscribes. All right, we're going to be live every single day, December 18th through 30th, minus Sundays and Christmas. So mark your calendars, get on the live stream, be on the YouTube link. Send it out to your friends, your family, everybody who you know needs this momentum. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you next week. Same place, same time. Zoom, I'll still be with you guys a few more minutes. All right, live stream. Bye for now.